So the first question to Dr. Asim Asad, and then inshallah I will address to Brother Naim. The question is that ICNA CSJ, what exactly ICNA CSJ and the team all across the country, they were able to produce some results in this during the election campaign. So we understand ICNA CSJ 51C3, ICNA CSJ action is 51C4. But what type of activities they were able to do, and what could be the plan for future also for engaging our youth, our young leaders in this political and civic process? So if Dr. Asim Asad can answer this question, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah. Thank you so very much, Zalbay. It seems pretty strange that I am the one who's answering questions and you are asking. May Allah bless you and reward you. So a student is answering while the teacher is asking questions. So maybe, so may Allah bless you, reward you, and everybody else who worked so hard. I think it was amazing. It was amazing opportunity that it gave us this chance that we worked with, alhamdulillah, even within the Muslim community. There, when most of us who came here, our mindset generally, the community's mindset generally is that we make money and we spend some time with our families, but we are not as much engaged in the political activities in the country. I think this is a big challenge. While most of us who are old enough and we came from some other countries, we were actually one of the most active people at the political scene in our own countries. But when we came here, I think the scene has practically changed. So now we need to, but our youth is not like that. So this is the beauty of it. So what did we do during these last few months? We reached out to, I think, in different cities, whether I talk about Florida, in these Florida, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Michigan, California, Texas, and many other states, Virginia, where we mobilized our teams, our chapters, and they reached out to the different politicians in their areas. And they, not only that, they also talked to and invited all the other activists and put them together while mobilized not only Muslim community, but all the minorities and helped for voter registration. We tried to mobilize people so they can actively participate in the election process itself, because this is our civic duty. And then we, in our individual capacities, wherever we could, whoever was blessed, so they individually, not as organization, they were collecting funds and raising funds for certain causes, whoever, or candidates, whoever they believed in, alhamdulillah. And we actively, I think, participated after a while, and the candidates responded too. So this was a blessing, alhamdulillah. And previously, we had noticed before the election, also there was tremendous mobilization within the community, where we were able to mobilize during all of these, I think, protests which were happening in all the cities. I don't know if we did at this scale before in all these cities. Multiple protests were organized by Muslims, and then we cooperated with others to do different protests and rallies, which normally were very difficult, not only in normal circumstances, but especially in COVID. So I think that was big gain, alhamdulillah.
Thank you, Dr. Asim Asad. I have next question to Brother Naim Beg, and then inshallah another question to Imam Khalid Greig. I'm glad that he is also joining us. That is an unexpected panel discussion we are doing right now. Yes. So, Brother Naim Beg, I think you were the first executive director of ICNA Council for Social Justice, and I remember that once you told in the gathering that when you started the working, that in the social justice field, there was no other Muslim organization. So what you felt about that, and especially, I think the one thing that we need to learn from you, that how we can create national level, state level, and local level partnership with interfaith groups and non-interfaith groups, civic organizations, how our own brothers and sisters working in the social justice field. So what lessons should they learn, do's and don'ts? That what is the, first of all, what is the importance of this partnership for the interfaith groups and civic engagement, and what should be doing at the different level where ICNA CSJ teams all across the country, maybe more than 16 states, I think they are working on that, what lessons they can learn and how they should proceed. So you are mute.
Jazakallah khair, Brother. Now, this is a topic in itself, and we can have another 2 hours on that. But as we know, in America, we say all politics is local, right? So it is, when we think about social justice work, there are issues which are national issues, there are state issues, there are local community issues, county issues, school board issues, all of these different areas, different levels of engagement. So when we look at when we started, and mashallah, you were the president of ICNA at that time. And I remember when we presented the proposal, and I was just doing a lot of research and looking for other Muslim organizations, and there were hardly any, except for I believe Iman, you can say, from Chicago. Here and there, Muslim organizations would say something on issues, but there wasn't any concentrated, organized effort when it came to the domestic social justice issues. And I apologize. I think Imam Khalid may add more from the Black Muslim perspective and their engagement from, we can talk about when Muhammad Ali decided that he's not going to be drafted. That was the stand, a social justice stand, which was a stand very courageous, very bold, and he had to let go of his title, heavyweight champion of the world. But that was based upon principle, and that's why, even today people love Muhammad Ali, and this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings, that love, and people see that you can take a stand, you're bold enough, and you're willing to sacrifice things that you love the most because of the aspects of justice. Now, there are, as I said, in the national issues, we started working on. Initially, it was called minimum wage, then it turned into living wage aspect, and we started working with interfaith workers' justice. And one of the things that I think you will remember when I shared with you that when I reached out to a national, a major or Christian organization, and I asked them, "Can you help me connect with your leader, social justice leader in DC area?" So they sent me a contact information. I reached out to this person, and he said, "No, my area is Middle East." So I reached back to my contact in the Christian organization, and I said, "This guy works in Middle East," and he sent me just a response which still today, it doesn't bother me, but it encouraged me to do more. And his response was, "Aren't you guys only worried about Middle Eastern issues?" And I thought that was such a wrong impression that the society had about Muslims. And that was, that's how we push our work. And alhamdulillah, today ICNA Council for Social Justice has many chapters in different cities. And yeah, we work on national issues. We are still working on living wage issues. We are working on the prison reform issues. Imam Khalid has written about it. We have organized seminars on this issue. And the issue of racial inequalities in the society, systemic racism in the society. I think our young, as Brother Asim was talking about, social media has become a very important tool in the struggle for social justice. And I think we should emphasize, we should encourage, we should utilize it more in raising the awareness. And alhamdulillah, we are seeing a lot of young Muslims actively participating now, and now we are not just listening to khutbahs on this topic, but we are implementing. We are out in the field. We are talking about these issues.
Muted.
Muted.
Oh, thank you, Brother Naeem Beg. ICNA Council for Social Justice has been working on all those issues, and it was mentioned again and again that we have focus areas, and then we have several projects. One is the Muslim prisoner support project, bullying also. Then we also, during the recent, when the action of police brutality became the national campaign after May 25th incident. So I think ICNA Council for Social Justice and ICNA brothers and sisters all over the country, they have participated in several campaigns, several procession and rallies and protests all over the country, and big processions sometimes. New Jersey and Michigan and California and Florida. I think our southern Florida people, brothers and sisters, they were so energetic. So I think they have more than 6 rallies they arranged, and with all other groups. And almost in all major cities and states, we were able to do that. So and we are also to some extent balancing I think if there are Islamophobia issue here in this country and all over the globe, and there are these global injustice issues, Kashmir and Indian Muslims and minorities and Rohingya and Uyghur and Palestine. So we organize rallies, we organize webinars, we organize digital human chain around UN. And that's the lesson I think we are learning and we are giving to our local brothers, different state and major metropolitan cities, that they should organize, they should have partnership, they should use social media and organize about all these, know about these social issues, social justice domestically, and then work in that. So they are doing all that. I think slowly, I think we are looking at that more and more. Our young one and our senior one also, they are participating there. Imam Khalid Grig is the inspiration for us, alhamdulillah. I think we learn from him, we learn from his experience. Even the starting for the ICNA Council for Social Justice, it is, I think, from his experience, because he has the experience of Islamic Party and some committee on social justice and the different experience. So we learned from there, and then we started that under his guidance. And he was the chairman also. Right now he's the ICNA Vice President for Civil Engagement. No, he has suggested new initiative also. One is on the training, not only the ICNA rank and file, but also we like to extend that training in masajid and all Muslim communities about race issues. And the second initiative is Muslims for Black Lives initiative, that type of. So I will request him that we have 4.5 minutes, inshallah. And then we like to finish because 6 o'clock, our main session will be starting. So if you can shed some light on those
Sure.
2 new initiatives, I think that will be
Sure.
wonderful. So,
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah, Brother Zahid. These are very important initiatives, especially in this enlightened and awakened time that we're living in right now. As the George Floyd murder and all its ramifications unfolded, I think the nation had a jolt about race relations in this country and what needed to be done. All of the rhetoric and the advances were not enough. And so what this new initiative of establishing anti-racism, social justice, citizen training is something that ICNA has agreed that will go throughout the entire organization, from its central shura to its chapter heads, division heads. And it's very important because oftentimes we don't recognize those kinds of small acts of racism. Just because we're not calling somebody out of their name or some offensive name, oftentimes we don't recognize that. And so these trainings will help, not just, as you said, we want to offer them not just to the members of ICNA, but to the Muslim community at large. The second thing is that we have established under the Council for Social Justice, the Muslim Alliance for Black Lives. And this is a boots on the ground formation with ICNA and with the Council for Social Justice that will help be a conduit to bring human and physical resources into these African-American, majority African-American Muslim communities, and to a secondary reason for the African-American non-Muslim community. Resources seem to have, not seem, but they are very much divided in the Muslim community. In some of our inner city urban communities, they're good ideas, they're very good initiatives, but they are not resourced enough. In the suburban communities with established Islamic centers, oftentimes it's the reverse. The resources are there, but programmatically, because of their distance from some of the problems that are involving urban communities and just awareness overall of what's going on, there's a kind of disconnect between the necessity for us as Muslims to be champions for justice, as well as providing services to the community. We've done a great job in providing services, but now we have to be those champions for justice, to try to help bring resources to help those who are actually in these environments, to bring those human and physical resources. We have some very exciting things going on, particularly in the city of Dallas, where our brothers and sisters down there have engaged with a number of the intercity communities, also in Houston, and doing some wonderful things, not just with money, but in tutorial services, community gardens to address food deserts, and a number of different things. So these are two exciting new initiatives that we are embarking upon right now. Can't hear you.
Thank you, Imam Khalid Greek, mashallah. So I think we again, I'm thankful for all of our speakers, our unexpected panelists, mashallah. And now back to our ICNA-MAS convention leadership, and inshallah they will be starting the main session.